Rick here with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Today's date is June 24th, 2025. And I want to welcome everybody here. Hey, thanks for joining us on our open house. I absolutely appreciate it, okay? Mike, good morning. Oe, Kevin, Sharon, Tommy. Let's see what we've got here, man. Let's do that right there. Let's see. Good morning, Ed, Emmett, Gold, Mike, Stefan, Bill. Full crowd today. Good Lord. Roasted, Roger, Allen, Chip, Sonny. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, JW. Well, I've got a few grandkids in the background, so bear with me there. Hey, hey, good morning, MW. How you doing? All right. Where should we get started here? Good morning. We already did that. Seriously, though, welcome to our open house. I absolutely appreciate it. You know, I mentioned this yesterday. I can't remember if I mentioned it in a pre-market or during the day, but over the weekend I had texts, I had emails from people that were just freaking out because of the news, and they were in positions and they just thought they were going to lose their account. And really the only thing I said was just be patient. You know, just you don't know anything yet. Just be patient. And now look at us today. Yesterday turned out to be, I thought, was a fantastic day in the market. And then look at us today. Here's the SPY. We're actually gapping up. Let's go. Follow the trend. That is the thing to do. Follow the trend. Not worry about anything else out there. Not anything worrying about who's pushing what and whatnot. And, you know, it's just the trend. There's a good chance today. We reach 412 up here, which is, I don't know. Well, what is the highs over here? Probably 13. So I said 4.6. There's a chance today we hit the highs over here today. If not today, maybe tomorrow. These bulls are relentless. And I know there's folks out there determined to short, but you might want to rethink some of your trading there. Hey, we've got some people loading in here from YouTube right now. X, Hydro, good morning. Vernon, good morning. MW, good morning there. All right, so let's go looking at a few charts. So let's start with something really simple, and that is the simple trend. We've got the SPY up here. We've got price above the T-line. T-line is above the trend indicator. Right here, you have trend. Okay. Now, if you go back and look, see those red dots? You have trend. Just like that. I said red. I meant green. I do that all the time. Those green dots says we have trend. It's very clear. Okay. The bulls are here. So we'll trade that way instead of always trading to the short side. If we take a look at the Qs, same thing. That's not it. Take a look at the Qs, same thing. You've got trend. Your hard right edge is bullish. On the Qs, we are getting that golden cross right now. Yahoo, man. Diamonds stepping right up. Look at that. IWM stepping right up. So what we don't want to fight anything. We want to trade that trend, plain and simple. Okay. So I've got some charts here that I picked out last night and put them up here. And I thought I would share these charts. Now today during the open house, we're gonna do mini classes over the flagship strategy. So I'll give everybody plenty of opportunity to know that, hey, this mini class will start at this time, and then we'll take it from there, because some of those classes you might not be interested at all in, and some of them you really might want to be there. I do plan to record each one of those, and those that registered for the open house will receive those, and members, you'll receive it as well. Okay, so let's do some charting here, and of course, anyone that has anything you want me to take a look at, let's do that. I'm going to start with just a couple here, and then I'll bring a few people in, or a few people that have their ideas. I'm not going to do every one of them. Some of them I don't like. Look at BE here. So what you're going to see me do today, I'm going to make this smaller so I've got more. You'll see me do things like this today, where I take a line. Where am I going to do it? I'm going to strike from the top and do that. You'll see me do that. I'm going to talk about the 50% mark, and you can see that we've ran to the 50% mark on this. That is a major target, by the way. When we start rolling up, that is a very good target. And then we're going to talk about how that acts as support, and then you've got targets along the way. Targets along the way would be around 24 to 15. Up here 26, and then we'll worry about others when it's time to worry about others. PLTR, beautiful trend here on PLTR. Still working. We did a projection here on trend, and you can see that we hit the 50% retracement here. We bounce back off, and then we just keep popping right up against those lines. Now we're above where we probably should draw another trend, and I will do that during the market here. We'll look at PLTR. But PLTR looks to me like it's headed right up. Probably 150 would be a good round number for PLTR. SOXL, the rounded bottom breakout. This is one of my favorite flagship setups, and we'll spend some time on this one talking about it. But this is absolutely my favorite. And bottom line, you're using the 50-period moving average for price to get through, bounce up, and then snap back up higher toward the 200-period moving average. Okay. Well, hey, MW has some charts here. Any opinion about long with TER? Let's go take a look. TER. My opinion is that's going to be one we're going to follow close. Look at that. TER, beautiful. This is a rounded bottom breakout. 200-period moving average is the target up here. And what I'm going to do is this right here. And now we've got that 50% retracement. Pretty close to the 200. So right in that area would be the first target. This would be the second target right here, which matches up with our dotted deuce. This area right here, let me move that out of the way. This area right here, that big, where those lines are, right there, that is the area that the chart constructed a reversal in. So here we're down, 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 down. And now the buyers come in, and this is where it constructs the reversal. We come up, and right there, we hit that reversal, and it wasn't ready to come out of there. We start moving down. It's ready to come out of there. So now TIR looks to me like it's very much ready to move up into this area right here. Okay. Now, we always want to make sure there's enough money to be made in these stocks. So sorry, I'm doing a couple things here. It's hard for me to move that out of the way a little bit more. Talk and do too much. We're looking at 17% up here. And that is fantastic money when you're trading the stock. 17% on what, an $89 stock? Wait till you trade the options on it. Then it's crazy. Okay. Let's see. Bill is asking, what's the build area size on tier A? Yeah, 25%, correct. Everything is 25% Well, can we talk about that during the after the market opens? And it all sort of started with 25%. Yes. Yeah. What else? APLD. APLD. We just have more time during the when the market opens up, and we'll be able to get to it. APLD, in my opinion, needs a reason for to buy it. Hammers are not particularly a reason to buy it. Doesn't mean somebody doesn't. Somebody, they do it all the time. It's just not, for me necessarily. See how we came out of the 50 period moving average here, rallied right up to the 200 period moving average, and then we broke out. And look where we pulled back to, and this is the 50% retracement right here, okay? So now that we're coming down, I think this is a great chart. Don't get me wrong. I think it's beautiful. But for entry-wise, I would want to see that the buyers are coming in. This is one of these rare times rare for me, when I would say, I want that buying candle, but I would probably buy this without that buying candle, just being close to this area right here. But normally what I would look for is I want to see the buyer step. Oops, that's not a candle right here. I want to see the buyers step in right in there. That's a nice chart. Everybody should put that in your watch list and keep an eye on it. Hey, another thing. I know that some people aren't here this early in the morning, and that's cool. But I do want to share that in the Hit and Run Candlesticks room, we seriously promote when you buy something, you share it with everybody in the room. When you close something, you share it with everybody in the room, win or loss. We're not going to arrest you. We're not going to take your cookies away or anything, but we absolutely appreciate it when you do that. PACB. Let's take a look at that one. PACB. PACB becomes a buy for me if it can move up over the high. Well, we've got the high pre-market and moves over the candle yesterday, not the whole candle, just the body, but moves over the T line. One of the strategies I'm going to talk about is just a simple T-line cross, and that's what this would be here, a T-line cross. Outside of that, everything is working. I'll show you here. Trend indicator is green. We're rounded bottom breakout. We hit the dotted deuce just like we're supposed to. We pull back or rest right back here. Great looking chart. Now we just need to watch for that candle, and then we can look at buying it. Another thing that I like is from here to here. That's 30%. Holy Toledo. That's a monster. These are the kind of charts that I traded years ago. Nothing but this, way before I ever traded options. If you're trading a buck and a buck and 2 bits there for a chart, then you don't need options. You'll make just as much money trading these. That's a nice chart. Plug. Plug needs some love, like over 113. Look, there's some things that are just standard operating procedures for a trader. There's just things that rules that traders really shouldn't break, and this is one of them, and that is this right here. When we have a low, the candles pop up, and then they come back down to make a higher low or a double bottom, which this has done neither. When this comes back up, the buyable bottom will be right there. That's the buyable bottom when it breaks out of that high. Once it breaks out, this becomes the new trading floor right there. Okay. Now, I think we turn our heads on a lot of things, and this is one I would turn my head on. This is not a double bottom, nor is it a higher low. But I still see the chart pattern in there that may develop, but it would have to be over that high. And I think something traders should add to to their toolbox when they're looking at charts. It's not all about, is this a buy? Is this bouncing off support? Is this a rounded bottom breakout? Another question that should be asked is there enough money to be made in the chart? Is there a path to profits? That's what I call it. Okay. So let's hurry up and get into this. All right. That's a nice looking chart. Let's hurry up and get in and make 57% right up here to the 200. Let's do that. Or not. Let's be patient and let it set up like it's supposed to. Let it move up here. So if that's the buyable bottom, an entry might be in this area. But wait, this is where we should buy it. No, it's not. Just take the middle of this up there to the 200. That's 37%. I think everybody would be tickled pink and happy for that. And then the 50% retracement is up here at 46%. So you want to eliminate risk, and by buying it when it breaks out, that eliminates risk, eliminates stopping this. One thing for sure, this area right here is going to be a whopper of a speed bump for price to get through all that. Okay. What else do I hear? ZETA. Take a look at ZETA. Who put that out there? I should have known. Above that low is a buy. Above 1740 is a buy. I should have known it was you, Hydro. Terry says he bought that APLD yesterday. Way to go. Nice. PACB. See, that's too many letters. PACB. I see the quality wedge to the upside on the 1 day time. This is daily. 1 day time frame. Rounded bottom breakout. That's setting up. We move above the T line. That's going to be a nice 3-8 trap. But above that, $1.24 is what we'd be looking for a buy on that. Okay. Let's see. S is saying UPS is looking nice. UPS. Yeah, I saw that last night. Look at that. Beautiful rounded bottom breakout. Absolutely beautiful. Look, I don't know if how many people here actually flip through charts. Just you're drinking your iced tea at night or anything. You're just sitting there flipping through charts. Or this morning you just got up and started flipping through charts. But there are some charts out there that look insanely good. Okay, insanely good. UPS is one of those. UPS, we have a path to profits of about 16%. Now it's got to be traded up to that area. Right through here will be a target. Target is always going to be the dotted deuce right there. And I'm going to put right here at that, before we get into that little gap over here, that's going to be a target. This is going to be the main target right here. A combination of the 50% and the 200 period moving average right there. Another target that we better throw in there is right about there. And UPS looks like that looks like a great little chart right there. And one thing that's always going to have to happen with any chart we look at, the market is going to have to be on the bullish side if you're looking or buying a bullish chart. You need to grab a water. BSX. BSX, 3-8 trap here, nice gap up. Look at that, beautiful. You start moving over yesterday's candle, shazam, very nice. So let's, kind of hard to do too much with that one. Just go straight lines in. I'm going to put a target right there, right about here, right there, right around 107, 103.70. And the reason is these lows right here, okay? And then we'll put a target up here. We'll talk about targets today. It's one of the most easiest thing to do on a chart. And then just a target right there. I don't care about that high thing. That's what I would look at. TDD, trade desk. Trade desk is a good looking chart. You said pending patent there. Yeah, that's a great rounded bottom breakout. Starting move went all the way up. We're coming back down. Look at that thing. Beautiful. I should have been flagging some of these, huh? There we go. We've got a nice bottom put in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles here. Nice little bottom. We're breaking out over the dotted deuce right in here. Trade desk is excellent for the watch list. We'll keep our eye on that one for sure. And then TDOC. Yeah, wow, look at that. So yesterday we spotted this, and I drew this little buy box in here. We'll talk about the buy box today as well, but I'm not interested in buying this until it comes back down to where I want to buy it. Where I want to buy it is going to be closer to, or there's price and there's the T line, okay? I want to buy it where the price is closer. I don't want to buy it that far away. Now, there's a strategy where, you know, if that's the low, you can buy it there. I'm not overly keen on that idea. There's nothing wrong with it. You've got rules in there, like the main one, that's your stop. Now, what I can do is I can come into a 60-minute chart, a faster time frame. And I can trade my same setup, like a 3/8 trap. Like right now, this is a 3/8 trap setting up. So I could come in there and trade that exact same, the same steps I would use, except I go from a daily down to an hourly chart, or there's a 3-bar chart or 130-minute chart that we're getting into that 3/8 trap right there. So that's something you can do, that I would do, but not just buy the gap. But it is, you know, if it can stay over that 819 area, that is a good buy. That's a great looking chart. It popped up yesterday. DocuSign. Let's look at DocuSign. DocuSign. That's not. That's a bottom fish still eating mud at the bottom right here, Raj. No buy signal here yet. So it would have to move up over the T line here, the 8 EMA, the black line. There's just no buy signal. Something that I'm not a risky guy, you know, not in stock trading. And you know, if somebody had a cardboard box and had it sealed up and you could hear something rattling in it, and they had a little hole in it, and they said, you know, I dare you to put your hand in it. Well, I would laugh at them. There's no way in heaven's name I'm going to put my hand in that hole. I'm not that kind of guy. And this is, here, put your hand in that hole, because you don't know what's going to happen to it. There's nothing that says the buyers are your friend. And I don't think this is going to be a short, so I'm going to lean to the buy side. And you can see that it's still in a downtrend. Price is underneath the T line. T line is underneath the trend indicator. So how about we wait till they open up the top of that box so we can see what's in it and close over the T line? Because once it closes over the T line, or the 8 EMA, that black line, now we can trade it, because we can see that there's nothing in that box to be worried about. Now we can trade it up. Okay. But right here, that's just pure bottom picking, and there might be a snake in that box. You never know. Hey, Ramesh, could you please explain how to select a strike price on DG? In the room after the market opens? Yes. I can do that. That would be something while the market is open, okay? Please remind me and we'll do that. LMN, what was that? LUMN, rounded bottom breakout. Target up here, the 200 period moving average. Looks like we're about to take on the dotted deuce right there. Okay. Hey, here's something today. Be careful not to chase, okay? There's plenty of charts out there. I wouldn't chase anything, just saying. So right here, if that just might be a pretty good buy right through that area. It's a great sideways consolidation. We've got a nice bottom. Looks like it's moving right up. I have to flag that one. Thank you very much. Hey, Rickster, MNST. Yeah, that's pretty simple. Where's my little thing here? We're going to need to break out right there. So over that line, that's something I would take a look at. Let's check. Is there anything more over here? Lisa, I have a link and nothing when I hit the login, an error. Lisa, can you post your email address in here for me? ONDS. ONDS. We're in a downtrend. That downtrend has to change. Look, I'm going to be a real bug about this, okay? I'm going to be a serious bug about this. We're in a downtrend. Price is below the T-line. T-line's below the trend indicator. There's no buying there. Now, everyone has different strategies. Everyone under the sun has different strategies. So I wouldn't be a buyer here until it breaks out about here. Now, you've got the 50 period moving average as a strategy. I could see that. That makes sense. So I understand where you might want to buy that right here, as long as you're using that 50 as a stop, or maybe the low of yesterday, use that as a stop. Because right now it's in a downtrend. That is a very clear downtrend. And what you don't want is to start finding excuses with yourself on why, oh, I should keep this. You know what I mean? You don't want it to go that way. You want it to go this way. And then you're going to run into the 200 period moving average. And then you're going to have a problem there. I'm going to take this high, go down to this low. We need to be over, without question in my mind, I don't have a single regret. This has to be over, price has to be over that line right there to be a buyer for me. The 50% retracement. It from the bottom going up, it becomes a target. If you're on top of it, it becomes a support. The closer you get to that target, the more it might become resistance. So it would have to be over that area right there. Let's see, Intel. Wow, Intel. Intel, let's get rid of this right here. And let's put this up. Intel needs to break out of these highs. Otherwise, I wouldn't trade it with your money. That's simple. Needs to take out those highs. Pretty cold on that one. Okay. Oh, Ed's got you fixed. Thank you, Ed, very much. I see another one there, OSUR. And then I need to run off and get this part of my day finished, and then we'll see everybody in the room at the market open, okay? OSUR, man, you guys are pulling out lots of rounded bottom breakouts. You're after my own heart. I love those. We've already moved up 3 days, so I wouldn't want to buy it. There's too many charts out there that look good. 3 days is, to me, is a no buy. Let it pull back a little bit, let it rest, and then let it move up. And the pullback doesn't have to be much. We could have just a little bit of a pullback, and then it could start moving up again. But we need to have that pullback and then proof the buyers are starting to come in. 3 days is just a trader's rule, you know. 3 days up, I wouldn't be a buyer. All right, folks, I need to get going. I have a lot to do with this recording before the market opens up. We'll see everybody in about 15 minutes, bottom of the hour, right here in the trading room. And then have a nice, fun day, okay? Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.